Let us do prarthana and start the session. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Mannado Sri Jagannatha Madguru Sri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tat Padam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The only Guru of three religions, Traitatiram originator, sensational writer, the author of more than 100 divine holy scriptures, Hindu virtue donor, Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwara. We are learning Traitatiram Bhagavad Gita. We are learning Vignana Yogam chapter. Last week we learned from 15th Shlokam to 19th Shlokam. Let us re-review what we learned last week as a summary of what we learned last week. So, what he said, the people who perform sinful deeds, ignorant people, the people who are covered by Maya or Satan, their wisdom covered by Maya or Satan, and the demonic nature people, they can't know me. That's what told by Paramatma, absolute soul. He said that there are four types of different types of people who worship him. They are called Arti, Jignasi, Artharthi, Gnani. So Artis are the one, whenever they are in big trouble, then only they will go to the God temple and surrender and ask the God to get out of bring me out from the trouble. That's what they ask. And jignasis are the one who is enthusiast. So curiosity, who will have curious to learn the wisdom. Artharthi means the one whose life goes smoother, but he wants to more, so he desires more. He asks more the God. And the fourth category is the one who is the knower of the wisdom. He will be keep on learning the wisdom and more, and he will be getting all answers to his questions in the path of God, in the divine path itself. Among four different types, God said that he loves much more. He likes much more the Gnani itself. So he likes Gnani and Gnani likes Paramatma. So that is there is a strong bond between him and the Paramatma. And then also he said that, so even though all four different types of people worship him, four types of people worship him, so the gnani is very nearer to the absolute soul, Paramatma thinks that the gnani is his soul, and that gnani always keeps his focus on Atma, soul itself, and he will be destroying his karma. Finally, he will merge with the Paramatma itself. Then, so such kind of Gnani, he will be taking every birth and he will be moving towards the God, step by step, near to the God. That way, he is burning his karma, so his karma is getting reduced and he is reaching God slowly. He is going towards the God, getting closer towards the God. So whenever Paramatma takes the human form as a Bhagavan, when he comes as a Guru onto the earth, so that happens very rare, like maybe after thousands of years or 100,000s of years once, whenever his dharmas become adharmas, that time he is going to come onto the earth and teaching the wisdom. During that time, such Gnani, the Gnani who is taking continuously many births and destroying the karma, taking birth in the same instance is very rare situation. So that's why he said Mahatma Sudurlava, such kind of soul taking birth is very hard thing. So such kind of mortal soul taking birth is very hard, very hard thing. That's what God said. The one, whenever that such kind of person takes birth in the same time, whenever Bhagavan is on the earth, so if that person is able to recognize the Bhagavan, so he will get the liberation immediately. uh, so he will get liberation. Okay. So he doesn't require to do yogam specially. So he will directly get the liberation. That's what we'll learn up until 19th slokam. Let us move forward today and start learning from the 20th slokam. Let us see what is the 20th slokam. So what does it talk about? कामैस्मैस्तैर्हृतज्ञानाः प्रपद्यन्ते अन्यदेवताः तं तं नियममास्ताय प्रकृत्या नियता स्वया. This one is this slokam is talking about the mortal soul. So the mortal souls are being tied by the rope of the desire, which is the form of emotion itself. We came to know that there are three types of divisions of dispositions. So tamasa, rajasa, sattvika. Each disposition contains 12 emotions in it. Out of 12, 6 are good, 6 are bad. Good emotions are the bad. Good emotions give punyam, and bad emotions give sin, papam. So, uh, so the people who don't have the wisdom at all, they are worshipping the demigods, demigods, and they are following the rules, conditions, whatever are specified for that demigod, they are following that. So among four people who worship the Paramatma, the Arti and Artharti, those people, what they will do, they will go to the demigods, small demigods, and they think that if they worship them, if they pray them, then they are going to get some benefit out of that. So they will be continuously worshipping them. Some of them, what they will do, they will follow all the rules and all the niyamas specified for the particular demigod. They are following it, but they don't know that there are no rules at all to worship the immortal soul, because they don't have any wisdom. They are just following the niyamas of all the devatas. Those are of demigods. So they are ready to bear the whatever the obstacle they face in the way of worshipping the demigods itself. That's what they are doing. So let us go to the 21st slokam. यो यो यां तनुं भक्तश्रद्धयार्चितुमिच्छति तस्य तस्याचलां श्रद्धां तामेव विदधाम्यहम्. So the one, whoever is worshipping the demigod with a interest, or whenever he shows the interest, or whenever he likes a demigod, so the Paramatma, the God, what he is saying, he is making sure that his whatever he liked that demigod, he is making a very strong bond between both of them, between the worshipper, the mortal soul, and the demigod. The bond will become very stronger. Who is making that? The Paramatma is making that. Why he is doing is, the flower without any smell, fragrance is waste. So the one whoever does not have any devotion, his life is waste. So in our so that's why not to make his devotion waste. So God is God. What God is doing is he is making stronger his devotion towards the demigod itself. That is done by Paramatma itself. Paramatma is doing that thing for that devotee of that demigod. If you have any questions, we can ask. Otherwise, we'll move on to the 22nd slokam. सतया श्रद्धया युक्तस्तस्याराधनमीहते लभते च ततः कामान् मय्यैव विहितान् हितान्. So whenever that mortal soul is worshipping the demigod, whatever he thought for the purpose of um, uh, fulfill his desire itself, for his benefit itself, the Paramatma, the God, he is making sure that his desire is fulfilled. That's Paramatma is doing that. So here the mortal soul likes a demigod, the idol of demigod. So whenever he likes that demigod, then immediately absolute soul is creating a bond between that devotee and that demigod of that devotee. So there is a stronger relationship that is made by Paramatma itself. Then this guy, the mortal soul who is ignorant, this guy thinks that this demigod is ultimate and he is worshipping it and worshipping the demigod, and he asks some desires. He wants something. So those desires are getting fulfilled for him. That is done by Paramatma itself. Paramatma is saying that the absolute soul is saying that he is the one who is fulfilling his desires. But that guy has focus on the demigod and he is worshipping the demigod. He wanted that desire to get fulfilled through that demigod. He thinks that, oh, because of this demigod, my my desire got fulfilled. So that way he will think, but actually it is fulfilled by Paramatma itself. And if we see here the matter a little bit more detail. So uh, so everybody takes a birth. At the time of birth itself, his life is written, the Jafatakam, his whole life is written. So according to that written destiny, according to his written destiny, all the things will happen in his life. So so this guy is worshipping the demigod. He wants something in his life. He asks the demigod. That is also written in his karma. In his karma itself, what he has to ask and all those things. He will ask, and in his life, in his Jafatakam, in his destiny, it is written that so and so should happen. So whatever should happen will definitely happen, right? But this guy will think that, oh, because of worshipping this demigod, this devata, I got the uh, desire fulfilled. I got the desire fulfilled. That's what he thinks. So why he is doing that? Why God is doing that? So the God is doing in such a way that he does not lose his devotion towards the demigod. So if it does not happen, what happens? He may turn like a atheist. So to keep him as a theist, God is doing that. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll move on to 23rd slokam. Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavatyalpamedhasaam Devan deva yayo yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi. The less intelligent people, the people who have less intellect, we can say idiot, we can say idiots, they get the fruits which are temporary. They get temporary fruits. The people who worship the demigods, they belong to them. They go, they will go to the demigods. The people who worship Paramatma, they will go into the Paramatma, into the absolute soul itself. So many of the idiots, they don't have intelligence at all. What they will do, they don't they will they are ignoring the very wide Paramatma, a broad Paramatma, very very greater Paramatma. So he is the greatest of all. We don't know what is the begin and end of him. So such a huge Paramatma is the God, but people are ignoring him, and they are uh, approaching a smaller tiny demigods, and they are asking desires over there. They are wanting, so they have desires. To fulfill their desires, they are asking demigods, and whatever they are getting, the result are all of temporary, one after another, one after another. In the human life, uh, after one after one desire is fulfilled, then he will move on to next, then he will move on to next. All these desires, whatever he gets, whatever the fulfilled things, they are all temporary. Whatever you earn, money, fame, anything, when you die, everything will go away. So it's not permanent, it does not come along with you. So they are all temporary itself. And uh, and by worshipping those demigods a lot and keeping much more interest on those demigods, what is happening in their life, based on their devotion, the power strength of their devotion, they are going to born in the idols of the demigods. So, and in the demigods, also there is a variation, like maybe the name might be same, but their variation will be different. Some places the demigod will have much more fame, name. In some places same demigod will have less name and fame, like that. So the graha, the one who observes, is the human. Whenever he is worshipping demigod, and after death he is uh, going into the he is going to born like a demigod. So he is called Vigraha. Vigraha means especially he observes the things. So those demigods can come out from the what is that, the pratima or idol, and can go inside that, and they can roam around without being known to us. Invisibly they will move here and there. So, without even considering these demigods, the one, whoever will have much more focus on the Paramatma, and he eliminates in his life all the worshippings of the other demigods and all those things, and whoever will uh, have complete focus on only one God, that is Paramatma itself, the one, that guy will start destroying his karma, and he will have the focus on the Atma itself in his body. So that guy is going to destroy his karma and finally going to merge with Paramatma itself. That's what he says about the Alpabuddhi, people who have less intellect, less intelligent, less intelligent people, non-intelligent people. And he showed the difference between them and the people who worship him. The one who worships Paramatma, he will merge with him, and he is never going to born again. He will become Paramatma. Let us see the 24th Shlokam. अव्यक्तं व्यक्तिमापन्नं मन्यन्ते माम बुद्धयः परं भावमजानन्तो ममाव्यय manuttamam. So my real form is not having, does not have any destruction, and it is the supermost greatest thing. So such thing, the idiots who have less intelligence, they are not knowing me. They are, I am invisible, subtle, though they are thinking that I am visible, I have a form. That's what he is saying. So the absolute soul is not like other demigods and all, and he will not have any form at all. He is not having any name. He does not do any task. There is no murti, the form to him at all. So such kind of Paramatma, the people who have less intelligent or idiots, we can say, those people are not knowing about the real form of him. So he is completely subtle. But the devatas, the demigods, they will stay, they are stationary. We can say they are stationary people. They will stay at one place itself. So their form is in the form of the idol itself. And they will come out from that idol, and they roam around here and there and again come back into that. So it's like their body itself. So the absolute soul, the Paramatma, is spread everywhere. He is spread in a molecule, atom, and everywhere in the whole universe and beyond that itself. There is nothing which is not known to him. So he is in the form of power, the energy itself. So such kind of Paramatma is there, right? The less intelligent people, non-intelligent people, those who don't have the wisdom at all, they are thinking that Paramatma is also a one kind of form. So they are making a demigod form, and they think that this demigod is Paramatma. That is wrong. It's not correct. That's what Paramatma itself is saying. And Paramatma is the God of all, even for demigods and every creature. He is the God himself. So he is the God to everyone, for all the creatures. There are some differences between the demigods and the absolute soul here. Let us see. So the goddesses or demigods, they have a shape. They have a shape because we worship the shape, right? That shape itself, their form, we can say. They have different names. They have death. They have birth itself, death and birth. They have death and birth. They can get destruction. So there are male and female in their species. So they can move, they can go from one place to, they can travel from one place to another place subtly, invisibly. So their body is their idol itself. And they are mortal souls only. Among them, there are rich and there are poor. They will, so the mantrikas, the people who make sorcery and those kind of things, right? So what they will do, uh, they can mesmerize the, they can mesmerize the hypnotize, they can hypnotize the devatas, the demigods. The demigods can get destroyed. They are going to be destroyed in the total destruction itself. So demigods are stationary, and they, from there, they can see, so they cannot see whole universe and all. So demigods will have the happiness and sorrow in their life. So anybody can recognize, oh, so and so, this murti is belonging to so and so demigod, like that. So if we think about the Paramatma, when we compare Paramatma, the absolute soul, with the demigods, the characteristics of Paramatma are like he has no form, no name, no shame, no work. So he does not have death. So he is not going to be destroyed. He is not male or female. He is everywhere. He is omnipresent everywhere. So he doesn't require to go from one place to another place. So he doesn't have a particular body at all. He does not require to follow anything like yogam, tapam. So the penance are yogam, unification. He doesn't need. But devatas can do, devatas will do. The demigods will do. So, demigod, the absolute soul is nothing. The absolute soul is not rich, not poor, nothing. He does not get, he has no fear at all, and nobody cannot hypnotize him, and uh, the sorcerers cannot make him to do, they cannot command him to do this or that, because they cannot mesmerize him, or they cannot hypnotize him. So the absolute soul will remain even in the total restriction also. He is spread whole universe and he is watching everyone. He is witnessing everything. He is beyond happiness and sorrow. So the yogis can recognize him, because because yogis can think that, oh, by doing this yogam and destroying my karma, so then I am going to merge with Paramatma. That way, he got recognition with respect to the yogis. Um, we came up to the 24th Shlokamu today. Let us end the session here. We'll continue next Shlokamu, 25th Shlokamu, on the next Sunday. Let us do Mangala Pradhana and end the session. Om Mangalam Gurudevaya Mahaniya Prabodhatmane Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Sadharupaya Mangalam. Prabodhatmam to everyone.